Okay. Hello students, very good afternoon to all. My name is J.V. Balakrishna. My higher qualification MSc completed in Andhra University in the year of 2014. I have 8 years of teaching experience in physics. Now this is the first video. This is my first video in YouTube. So I hope everyone understood what I am explaining topics in the given chapter. Okay students, now I am going to start my class. So today I am going to explain some topics in current electricity, and you know about Kirchoff's laws. Okay, now I am going to explain Kirchoff's laws in current electricity chapter. Yes, Kirchoff is a scientist name. Kirchoff framed two laws or formulated two laws in the year of 1954. So Kirchoff's framed two laws in the year of 1954. He is a German scientist. He is a German scientist. So based on law of conservation of charge and the law of conservation of energy, he framed two laws. Based on law of conservation of charge, and law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy, he framed these laws. So first law, Kirchoff's first law, can also be called as junction law or current law. Kirchoff's first law can also be called as junction law or current law. He framed this law based on law of conservation of charge. He framed this law from law of conservation of charge. From law of conservation of charge. Kirchoff's second law can also be called as Kirchoff's second law can also be called as loop law or mesh law. Loop law or mesh law or voltage law. He framed this law from law of conservation of energy. He framed this law from law of conservation of from law of conservation of energy. Are you clear? Okay. First of all, what is the meaning of law of conservation of charge? Law of conservation of charge. Law of conservation of charge. See, so with the help of this diagram, I1 is equal to 2 amperes, I2 is equal to 3 amperes. Let I3 is equal to 5 amperes. So based on this diagram, we are going to understand what is the meaning of law of conservation of charge. So law of conservation of charge means, in the above diagram, charge neither be created, nor be destroyed, but here how much amount of charge, but here how much amount of charge entering into the junction, the same amount of charge leaving from the junction, the same amount of charge leaving from the junction. So first of all, what is the meaning of junction? Junction means the point where more than two conductors are meet. Junction means the point where more than two conductors are meet. The point where more than two conductors are meet, that point can be called as a junction. So based on law of conservation of charge, Kirchhoff defined frame current law or junction law. And very, very important point, Kirchhoff's current law or junction law only applied at the junctions. Kirchhoff's current law or junction law. Kirchhoff's current law or junction law applied only at the junction. And Kirchhoff's loop law or voltage law or mesh law can be applied only in closed loops. Kirchhoff's loop law or voltage law, Kirchhoff's loop law or voltage law applied only to the closed loops. First of all, what is the meaning of Kirchoff's current law? Now I am going to explain what is the meaning of Kirchoff's current law. So statement of Kirchoff's current law. Kirchoff's current law or junction law. How much amount of current entering into the junction, the same amount of current leaving from the junction. That is the meaning of Kirchoff's current law or junction law. So statement number 1. How much amount of current entering into the junction, the same amount of current leaving from the junction. How much amount of total current, entering into the junction, how much amount of total current entering into the junction, the same amount of current, the same amount of current leaving from the junction. This is the one statement of Kirchoff's current law or junction law. So one more statement is there for Kirchoff's current law or junction law.